kind of similar. You know, it's specific. All of my memories are specific. Somebody asked me to think about light bulbs. Well, I started thinking about specific lamps in my house. You know, some that are burned out that I don't like to climb up high to try to change the bulbs because I'm afraid I'm going to fall. But it's all specific. Okay, now the way the churches come up in my mind is just like this. They just sort of flash up there, just like it did in the movie. They just flash up there. And if I stop one of those pictures, I can say, what, you want a snowstorm there? Was it like a thunderstorm there? Was it like a wedding there? What would you like there? Now, I used to joke around that I had a gigantic internet connection deep into the visual cortex, you know, kind of an internet graphics card in my head. Well, this is a tensor image that shows very, very big internet trunk lines in the brain. And mine is twice as big as the control. And then I had another experiment done, and they found this thing called the entorhinal cortex. That's kind of the brain's graphics card. And that was really big, too. And they found a little defect in my parietal cortex, and that would explain problems with working memory. I don't have very good working memory. Like if I go to a gas station, and I ask for directions, and there's more than 3 steps, I gotta write it down. I can't remember long strings of verbal information. And take a slice up here, I got a real big one up there. Now, I think this is a super important slide. I am a photorealistic visual thinker. Thinking photorealistic pictures. Absolutely couldn't do algebra. Never got to try geometry or trig, big mistake. Because I'm finding students that cannot do algebra, but they can do geometry and trig. And the thing is, if you're a visual thinker or you're a pattern thinker, algebra is not the prerequisite for geometry and trig. In fact, geometry was invented before algebra. You know, you can do things the algebraic way, like a squared plus b squared equals c squared, or you can make a diagram with a right triangle and 3 squares for the formula. That's the geometric way to do it. Another kind of mind is the pattern thinker. This is the music and math mind. It's all patterns. These kids often have trouble with reading. This is the kid that when he's in 4th grade, he may need to be taking high school math. You need to let him take high school math, but he might need special ed in reading. And then you've got the verbal kind of minds. These kids do not draw. They're not good at drawing. Average math skills. But you kind of have different kinds of minds. And the thing is, we need to have the different kinds of minds working together. You know, the engineering mind to do all the math stuff, the visual thinking mind. You know, you need them both working on this stuff. Because if you take something like the iPhone 4, yep, the visual thinker made it really pretty, but violated antennas 101, and the phone's got lousy reception unless you put this ugly case on it. You know, because style won out over function. You need both kinds of minds to work together. And then you can get people that are mixtures of these different thinking types. Now I want to give you a glimpse into the pattern thinker. This is not my mind. It's a more abstract visual thinking. This praying mantis is made out of a single sheet of folded paper. No cutting, no Scotch tape. What you see in the background is the folding pattern. Yeah, you see it's a different kind of mind there. I'm photorealistic pictures. This is the engineering mind, the computer programmer mind, the chess mind. Think organic chemistry molecules. Think patterns. Now, how do you form an abstract concept when you have all these pictures? Well, I had to learn the Lord's Prayer, but I had no idea what it meant. So this is my power and the glory. I've got a rainbow, and at the base of the rainbow, I've got an electrical tower. Because no picture, no thought. All my thinking uses specific examples to learn concepts. This is a very, very important concept. It's bottom-up thinking. The normal mind is top-down. Form a hypothesis, cram all the data in it, even if it doesn't work. My thinking is bottom-up. Now, bottom-up thinking is really, really good for logic,